So why are we here where the Rio Grande meets the Gulf of Mexico? Well, as you can see, you don't see a crowd of people trying to cross through here. It is very quiet, and there's fishermen from Mexico right behind me. The reason why is because there's a different type of law that controls this area on the other side. It's the law of the cartels. These are the images we have all seen, but this is not what greeted us at Boca Chica, where the Rio Grande flows into the Gulf of Mexico.
So right now we're at the southernmost part of the U.S. We're at a beach called Playa Bagdad. This is where the mouth of the Rio Grande meets the Gulf of Mexico. So as you can see in the background, what I have over to my right is the Rio Grande River meeting the ocean. On the other side is Mexico.
The surge along parts of the river has distracted federal agents from this area and their primary jobs. Watch the border, keep illegal immigration down, and some would say most importantly, keep drugs out of the U.S. Amazingly, unlike other parts of the Rio Grande, there is no surge of migrants crossing illegally here. As a matter of fact, the people standing just a few feet away from us could just walk across, but they don't. So why aren't they coming across?
These routes are heavily protected, highly valued by the criminal organizations on both sides of the river that limit the activity of the migration traffic to come across in this area. We're talking about the transnational criminal organization based in the U.S., Mexico, and all around the world.
Playa Bagdad and Boca Chica, as the DEA tells us, are under the heavy surveillance of the cartels, more so than what the U.S. government can do while being stretched out so thin due to the surge of undocumented immigrants. The cartel, according to the DEA, limits the amount of criminal activity that can take place in this area because this is their moneymaker.
This is where the drugs are commonly crossed, either in boats or by backpackers. And again, once they come in across this area, you're into the U.S. This is compartmentalized strictly for narcotics.
And the people are being crossed how far away from here?
Miles. They don't want to bring undue attention to this area because, again, it's highly protected and lucrative to the organizations.
Resources are lacking, but between U.S. Customs and Border Protection, game wardens, local law enforcement, and the DEA, they do the best they can.
As you can see, it'd be impossible to do surveillance out here, and the organizations know that, and they exploit it.
It is not only lanchas like these that are capable of crossing 1,000 to 2,000 pounds of marijuana, riding the coastline from Boca Chica to South Padre. It is also ingenious get-ups like this one.
They'll also use mechanisms where they'll ferry vehicles across that are already loaded, and once the vehicles are into the U.S., then they can take off. So there's no time gap by offloading and unloading vehicles. It makes it more efficient for the organizations to operate. What they'll also do is they'll send vehicles down here without the truck bed, and then they'll send the bed across from Mexico that contains the narcotics, and then they affix the bed to the vehicle.
After the drugs have been crossed over, they will walk all night to get it across through here, and it even passes through SpaceX, making its way all the way to the Bay and South Padre Island. Elon Musk's SpaceX facility has some of the strictest security this state has seen, but this is not enough to deter the smugglers.
It'll cross through the marsh land in this area, again, because it's so open and the lack of resources that we have down here to get to South Padre Island. And once they get there, they're easily able to blend into regular boating traffic, fishing traffic.
Quite often, the DEA catches the smugglers here in an area behind the Walmart in Port Isabel and where the shrimping boats dock, all in plain sight of thousands of families and others who vacation here in the South Padre area. The beach behind me is called Playa Bagdad, and that is the stronghold right now for one of the cartels. In Brownsville, Texas, Yami Virgin, Fox News at 9.